And yes, I am back.
Not doing any bad thing. No, let's put it out there before they say
No,
they
no,
cut
everybody
it.
knows me. Now, innocent Oris. That's my other name.
And the usual. I want to say big good morning to.
Yeah, good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Omas. Yeah, it's James Silas.
All right, so that's James Silas now. So that's James Silas, but his trademark. He gives you a hat, not attack, but just it stirs you a bit.
Shakes your speakers.
Okay, they may sue you for one of I don't when they may meet you one day on the street and say you are the cause of why I changed
Nah,
speakers.
it's not gonna happen.
So let's dig into these stories this morning. So we pick up this next story. She's in the news this time around once again. Remember the last time we were here? Terms and conditions. It's part of this whole arrangement. The last time she said she was getting ready to get into acting, that was with Rabo we were discussing, and she said she's looking forward to exploring acting and all of that with what she's found out. But she's back inside the grapevine because she loves the grapevine a great deal. But this time she said, well, you see, she cried when they gave her prison uniform that was back in the days in Uganda.
Okay, this
Guys,
was a
welcome.
pandemic thing, right? I think, yes.
Yes, no.
Where she and
Omale,
Omale,
yes.
yes, were arrested by the Ugandan government for, I guess, constituted nuisance during the pandemic. I can imagine. I think for everybody to have your first, I guess, conviction has to be quite a thing. To be honest, I think able to get your 50th, what's it called, conviction is a problem. Then imagine that you who showed up in this new country to perform and to go to your house.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're spending time in jail. So I can imagine, yeah, that she felt really, really shaken by that experience. But hey, she's out, and the thing I don't like is that hasn't actually fed into any of her music. I guess she is trying to like push it away because I think the last song is a love song.
Mm.
Yeah, but it would be nice to see what does Thames sound like when she's singing about trauma. That'd be the thing.
Hmm.
I think Omale actually has a line or two addressing it one of his songs. You get, but she has just been totally silent on that musically.
James?
Yeah, I mean, in addition to that, I mean, even at the time, I didn't like the fact that they had to, lock her up. I was strongly. It was, it was appalling to me. I hated the fact that they had to lock her up. And I mean, I just thought that the government at the time should have dealt with more of the promoters of the event because she didn't just show up to go and perform at, I mean, in that country. They did promotion, they sold tickets, they brought people to a hall and everything before the artist showed up to come and perform. Do you understand? Plus, those bookings had happened earlier, so it was only and then they gave her a visa to come, or whether a visa or whatever it is. They passed her through the immigration,
No, no.
everything. Do you understand? I just feel like,
James,
yeah,
I think there is the way governments work. There are different departments responsible for different things. So the people who arrested her, I'm almost certain, had nothing to do with immigration. So those are like two different bodies, you know. So the people who also are going to endorse the adverts on TV, on radio, on internet, are also the people who are arrested as well. So those are like maybe three or four different people. So as for the police, on what they have is you are not supposed to be performing in public, gathering people in public. I'll get your organizers, but I'll also get you to and get everybody else who is crowded there that particular day. So that's kind of how it works, unfortunately.
yeah. So which is, I mean, I understand, but that was the sad part for me that they had to, lock her up and stuff.
Well, that
And
phase of her life, just where she talked about where they gave her the uniform, and she thought it was a joke. Maybe you don't show more meaning, that kind of thing. Like if it were, back here, you don't know me, chance, and
the funny thing is that when it comes to you know the justice system in some, I want to say some because I don't really know, but some African countries actually
Doesn't
it's
care.
actually very fast. Ghana as little. I mean, no disrespect. I'm just saying as close as it is to us here. Ghana is actually when your neighbor can sue you to court. The case you guys resolve it in no time. It will. Do you understand? It will go through the process and will be done in no time. I think Nigeria is probably the only place where it take like
justice is super,
take
super,
like
super
5 years and all that
and
before,
very
and
pro-celebrated.
your money will finish before the time. You keep paying your lawyer until. So there it's almost as quick as possible. Like A and B. What is the law? What does the law say? It goes straight in there and it will met out the the punishment. So, but I want to believe. I don't know. Let's move past that. I don't know why they were asking her, I mean, the
Yeah.
interview and so I don't know why they were bringing it back to ask her how did she
No, no,
feel.
but it's a big, but it's still a big.
Yeah, I know, but she had talked about this thing. I just feel like it's okay. I mean, it has happened, it has passed.
Yeah.
Now, terms is, me if it's me, I would have
She has
forgotten.
gone to pick
And
up an
that's one thing I would have
Oscar. She
forgotten
has
all
gone
those
to
things.
do great
Don't
stuff.
ask
She
me
never pick up
about.
an, she never pick up an Oscar, please.
But then let's get this thing in a song. It might be
Exactly.
very interesting to see her sing about
That's
it.
what me. I want to
They're
see,
not.
nothing else.
They are not like that. People are not. I mean, not everybody. I don't. When you look at terms, even if terms, I won't take as serious. If terms is talking about hunger in the land and
Are you
everything, I won't take
No,
as
I don't care
serious.
about online. Of course, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't want them. That's not a business.
When
Stuff.
she sang,
Personal stuff.
when she treated us to that crazy things that are happening, if that was what she was releasing after that, I would,
And guys, maybe that would now also bring back what Barnabas was saying in one of those interviews.
Make you no go fall off like Brahma.
No, not that one. That people, that the artists are not telling their experience. They are not telling
Exactly.
their
Yes.
story.
Yes. Yes.
So,
The address. Yes. In that Apple. I think that was the Apple
Yeah.
Music something. Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
so you raised Bonner in already, so we would find him somewhere at the bus stop as we get along inside the Grapevine. But let's move on to the next item here. It's still in relation to Mubad, the late singer, whose case is still very much on, and it's a back and forth for everyone involved in it, including the little child left behind, DNA, no DNA, several issues. But then that's not the crux of our conversation here. It is that the man in the eye of the storm, Naramali and then Sam Larry, they're suing the police magistrate and for about 40 million for continued detention. If so far you've established that, see, the alibi shows I'm not around, I wasn't close there, so why am I still being held?
Well, welcome to Nigeria. I guess that's all we can say about that. It's a shame. And I see people support. I don't know. Nigeria is a funny country. I think all that happens now is once you assume somebody is on the road, it's wrong. It doesn't quite matter what processes are involved. If that person is judged by some extra legal method, I think many people will be like, you know what, that's entirely fine. You deserve it. Yeah, but I think that's also a result of the weakness of our judiciary. If we had a stronger legal system, I think things like this would probably not happen because if this man is actually culpable, he will be dealt with. I think we need to separate. I said this before weeks ago. Separate two things: how the man died, how the man was treated.
Yeah.
I don't think both deserve the same amount of punishment. So it looks to me like, Naimali and this Amlari probably should be in something. Some should be in trouble for intimidation, harassment, all of that. But I really don't think that they're responsible for murder.
Okay.
yes, I mean, I totally agree with what you said. And the earlier time we talked about this story was the information was that the police had requested to or demanded to more like requested to keep them in custody for 21 days.
Yeah.
And we've exceeded that duration.
Yeah.
So it's only proper. I mean, I don't see any wrong in telling them, okay, go home, but whenever we need you, you show up. But we're going to keep your passport. You must not travel and all that. So I mean, as much as everybody wants to know the end of this situation, to know the final results or whatever the verdict of this case, it's only proper that we do the right. I mean, two wrongs cannot make a right. So release the guy, invite him whenever you need him. That's what I think.
Because I saw a post before this broke
Yeah.
again, this suing the magistrate and the police. I saw a post where even the sister had put up a post calling for his release also, that
Yeah, so that,
why is he still being held? But again, what if he's being held for his own safety, knowing the amount of emotions, imagine if he were around, that emotion around when Mobad passed on.
well, the question will be that if that's the case, would he be suing the police? Not really sure about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's put that into context. Yes,
Communicate
yes.
if that's what
If
the
that's
situation
exactly,
is.
let us know exactly what it is.
Bro, don't put me in jail to protect me from anybody. I can stay in my house and lock up. Put your policemen there to protect me too.
Just take the guy's passport and you can keep him in
That's
the
all.
country for as long as you
I'm sure he can look. Anybody can be in this country, and nobody will find you. Nobody will know where you are. So you'll be fine. But they should focus on the case itself and not just keep the guy there. And I think they are wasting money resources as well
Yeah,
for
true.
detaining him there.
All right. So let's let you know you can be part of the conversation inside the Grapevine this morning if you send us a message onto 0809 444 We'll be where we get your reaction to any of the Grapevine stories, entertainment stories we're serving you this morning. I've got Oris in here with me, and I've got come on, throw this in now.
You're supposed to do your stuff.
Sometimes you're supposed to no. Sometimes you're supposed to,
I need James Silas.
Hey, that's what it is. Are we gonna break right now?
No, we are not.
All right, let's keep it moving.
All right, let's go. So we're gonna get this next one in. Wheezy's in the news now. It's fresh out of paying last respect to his beloved mother. I've never seen an artist looking so vulnerable during that period. Honestly, I followed through all of it, and I was wondering. You could tell the connection between the mother and
even the whole family.
The bonding. We could see that in it, but out of it seemed like there's a big ray of sunshine in all of this, as we see now Wizkid extend his record on the Billboard charts. What's this? Which album are we talking about here?
Made in Lagos.
Yeah, I think that's his proper. Yeah, that's his biggest album. Is about internationally at least. It seems. So yeah, it can't be anything else. I don't think any of the other albums he's released has been quite as successful as Made in Lagos, which is a little funny because I think in the ranking, in my own personal ranking of Wizkid albums, it's probably number 3 or 4. You know, but good for him. I guess it just means that we are kind of looking at a solidification of the in quotes Wizkid FC failure of the More Love Less Ego album, because think about it, that's the last one and you hardly hear
I mean, I was listening to I think it was a podcast that had what's her name, Nicki Minaj. I think it was Nicki Minaj and Ebro or so. I'm not very sure, but and they were talking about the fact that they don't understand why Thames did not win. What award did they say she was supposed to win? Or why? No. Why they said they don't understand why Essence was not awarded the Song of the Year in the whole world. And I was like, that was the conversation. And I was like, okay, is this patronizing or are you people serious?
Yeah, but that's the thing. So I would like to ask James.
Yeah.
What is left?